morning to all. Today we are going to learn the previous portion of our chapter acids, bases and salts. Acids, bases and salts. Okay, what we learned in the previous class, we learned about acids. Okay, what is an acid? What is an acid? An acid means the substance having sour taste. Such substances are called acids. So, such substances are also in which nature? Acidic nature. Acidic nature. What are bases? Bases means the substance having bitter taste and also it feels soapy or slippery in aqueous. In aqueous solution, it feels soapy or what? Or slippery. Such substances are called acids. Okay, then what we learned in the previous classes? Yes, we learned about indicators. What are indicators? Indicators are the substance which are used to test whether a solution is acid or base. An acid or base is the substance which is used to test whether the solution is acid or base. So we learn about two types of indicators. They are natural indicators and synthetic indicators. What are natural indicators? Natural indicators are the substances which are obtained from plant and plant parts. In plants and plant parts, the chemical substances are very useful for finding or to test or finding the solution which is acid or base. Okay, the natural indicators we use litmus, then China rose. And then which is the natural indicator? Turmeric. You all know about turmeric. Turmeric is available in our home and also in our surroundings. So we can use turmeric as an indicator, natural indicator for finding a solution which is acid or base. Then we learn about more detailed. We learn about litmus. Litmus is a natural indicator. From where we get the litmus from lichens. The litmus is extracted from the lichens. When the solution is added, when the litmus extracted from lichen is added to an acidic solution, it turns to red, and if we add it to a basic solution, it turns to blue. Now the litmus is available in paper form, so red litmus and blue litmus are available for testing whether the solution is acid or base. Then we learned about another natural indicator is turmeric. For making turmeric as an indicator, first of all we make the turmeric into paste. A paste and apply the. First of all, the turmeric is dried up and make it powdered and add some water and make it as a paste, and then we apply the turmeric paste into a white paper, then dry the paper in the sunlight, or any method we can dry the turmeric paper. Then after dried up, we cut the turmeric paper into small lengthy pieces. Then we take some solutions for finding it is acidic or basic. Then we apply some 2 or 3 drops of solution. Test solution we take with the help of a dropper. We put the 2 or 3 drops of test solution into the turmeric paper. We can identify that if it is base, the color is changed into red. Color is changed into what the color of Then what is the color of the test solution? We know that acid, the blue turns to red. Acid, the blue turns to red, and in base what happened? In base what happened? Yes, in base the red changed into blue. Okay, in next step, then we know that if we use the turmeric, as an indicator, turmeric is as an indicator. First of all, we add some drops of soap solution into the turmeric indicator. We can see that the test solution changed into a red color, because the soap solution is a base. Soap solution is a basic solution. So it turns into red color. Then we use the China rose. It's a flower, rose. So it is also dried up and made in powder, and also it is also used as a natural indicator. In acidic solution, if we add the China rose, China rose is a natural indicator. If we add the China rose into acidic solution, it turns into dark pink color. Turns into dark pink or magenta color. Once again, then we use China rose as a natural indicator. Then if we add the China rose into an acidic solution, the solution changes into dark pink or magenta. In acidic solution, and in basic solution. Then if we add in basic solution, we add the China rose as a natural indicator into the basic solution. The solution changed into green color. So if the solution changed into green, if we add the China rose, the solution changed into green. So on the basis of the color change, we can say that solution is a basic solution. If we add the China rose into a test solution, the solution changed into dark pink or magenta color. We can, on the basis of the color change, we can say that solution is acidic solution. Okay. Then once again about turmeric, if we apply the test solution into a turmeric indicator, the test solution changes into a red color. We can say that it is basic solution. Okay, all of you understood about the three natural indicators, the color change of the three natural indicators in acids and the basic solution. Okay, next we are going to learn about neutralization. What do you mean by neutralization? The reaction between an acid and base. Is known as neutralization. Reaction between an acid and base is known as neutralization. After neutralization, we get the product of neutralization is salt and water process, the evolution of heat is takes place. Heat is evolved. Heat is evolved. Once again, what is neutralization? The reaction between acid and base is known as neutralization. Then salt and water are produced in this process with the evolution of heat. Once again, about neutralization. What do you mean by neutralization? The reaction between acid and base is known as neutralization. The salt and water is produced in this process with the evolution of heat. For example, for neutralization, first of all, acid plus base. First we here take an acid, dilute hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid means HCl. Hydrochloric acid plus base, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Acid plus base, acid and base. The reaction between acid and base is known as neutralization. So here we take hydrochloric acid and NaOH. Hydrochloric acid is an acid and NaOH is a base. So these two are combined to form neutralization, make a reaction called neutralization, and which gives salt and water. And HCl plus NaOH gives a salt, NaCl. Sodium chloride plus water, H2O. Water with the evolution of heat is evolved. First of all, we take a test tube, then we add some dilute hydrochloric acid in the test tube, then add few drops of sodium hydroxide. Then we get a salt, sodium chloride, and we get water. Then if we touch the test tube after neutralization, we feel heat. In the test tube. So we can say that during neutralization heat is evolved. So for neutralization process, for making neutralization we use an synthetic indicator, phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is used as a synthetic indicator for making neutralization, for finding or for taking out neutralization. Okay, all of you understood about neutralization. Then in neutralization, a new substance is formed, that is salt. A new substance is formed in neutralization, that is salt. Okay, what is the name of our chapter? Acids, bases, and salts. So what are acids? Acids are the substance which have sour taste, that are acids. Then what are bases? The substance which have bitter taste and which are slippery on aqueous or soapy we feel soapy in aqueous solution, that are bases. What are salts? What are salts in neutralization reaction? A new substance is formed, that is called as salts. What is neutralization? Acid plus base. The reaction between acid and base is neutralization, is known as neutralization. In neutralization reaction, a new substance is formed, that is salts. With the salts, another product is formed, that is water. And also heat is evolved during neutralization. All of you understood about neutralization. Then what is acids, bases, and salts. Then what we learn, what we use for neutralization, which indicator is used for neutralization? Yes, phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. For in your textbook, an activity 5.5 page number 54. An activity is given for finding to demonstrate the process of neutralization. All of you listen. I will read. To be demonstrated by the teacher in the class. Fill 1/4 of the test tube with dilute hydrochloric acid. First we take a test tube and take some 1/4 of the test tube with the diluted hydrochloric acid. Then next step, what is the color of the phenolphthalein solution? Not the color of the phenolphthalein. The color of the phenolphthalein solution is no color for a phenolphthalein solution. Then add 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein solution into the acid. What happened? Then we shake the test tubes gently. What color of the acid is changed into a color? Pink color is turned into a pink or magenta color. Add to the acidic solution a drop of sodium hydroxide solution by a dropper. Stir the tube gently. Is there any change in the color of the solution? Continue adding the sodium hydroxide solution drop by drop while stirring till the pink color just appears. Okay, all of you listen here. First of all, to demonstrate neutralization, first of all we take a test tube. Then fill the test tube 1/4 of the test tube with the acid. First of all, test tube with the acid. Then add 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein into the acid. Before adding phenolphthalein into the acid, the color of the phenolphthalein have no color. If we add the phenolphthalein into acid solution, the color of the acid changed into pink or magenta. Then we add drops of sodium hydroxide or base. Sodium hydroxide is a base into the solution. Drop by drop. If we add the sodium hydroxide solution if we add drop by drop the sodium hydroxide solution into the acid solution, we can see that the pink color is changed. Pink color is the dark pink color or the magenta color is changed by we applying the basic solution. We apply the sodium hydroxide solution. Then we continue the process by adding the sodium hydroxide solution into the acid solution. Then we can see that the pink color appears, the pink color disappears, the pink color appears. Okay, all of you, sorry, all of you listen here. If we add acid, first of all we take a test tube, then add acid into the test tube. All of you listen here. Add to the acidic solution a drop of sodium hydroxide solution by a dropper. Stir the tube gently. Is there any change in the color of the solution? Continue adding the sodium hydroxide solution drop by drop while stirring till the pink color just appears. The pink color just appears. Okay, all of you listen here. If we add phenolphthalein into acidic solution, it has no change. If we add the sodium hydroxide solution into the acid solution, the pink color, the color of the acid solution is changed into pink. Then if we continue the process, we can see that the pink color just appears by adding the sodium hydroxide solution. Then next we are going to learn about acid rain. you mean by acid rain? The rain containing excess of acids is called acid rain. The rain containing excess of acid. The rain containing excess of acids is called acid rain. Then the rain become acidic. The acid rain become acidic because carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide which are released into the air as pollutants which dissolves in rainwater to form carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Once again all of you listen. Acid rain means the rain containing excess of acids. The rain containing excess of acid is called acid rain. Then the rain becomes acidic. How the rain become acidic? The rain become acidic because carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, then nitrogen dioxide, etc. are present as a pollutant in our atmosphere. The carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide which are released in the air as pollutants, which is present in the air or in our atmosphere as pollutants. These pollutants dissolve in rainwater. And form carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Carbonic acid plus carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. So the rain contain excess of acids. Then the acid rain can cause damages to buildings, huge buildings, then historical monuments, plants and animals. The acid rain can cause damage to buildings, then historical monuments, plants and animals. Okay, all of you listen. Once again about acid rain. What do you mean by acid rain? The rain containing excess of acids is called acid rain. Then the rain become acidic because carbon dioxide, sulfuric acid, nitrogen dioxide are present as a pollutant in the air, which dissolves the rainwater, with the rainwater and form carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. So the rain contain excess of acids and form acid rain. So this acid rain damages to buildings, historical monuments, plants and animals. The acid rain cause damages to buildings, historical monuments, plants and animals. Okay, what have you understood? Okay, then next we are going to learn utilization in everyday life. Utilization in everyday life. Indigestion. Indigestion. We all know that our stomach contains digestive juice. So stomach contains digestive juice. That digestive juice is an acid. That acid is hydrochloric acid. Our stomach contains an acid, that is hydrochloric acid. That acid helps us to digest the food items. Digest the food. Okay, then if too much of acid produced in our stomach, it is very harmful to our body. It is very harmful to our body. And if too much of hydrochloric acid, that hydrochloric acid is produced in our stomach, it causes what? Indigestion. It causes indigestion. So if we feel indigestion, we take some antacids. We take some antacids. We take antacids. Antacids like Gelusil, then Pudihara, like tablets. Then these antacids is a milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. Once again, indigestion. We know that our stomach contains a digestive juice, that is hydrochloric acid, that helps the food to digest. That helps the food. That helps to digest the food items. Then the too much of acid in the stomach cause indigestion. Too much of acids in the stomach cause indigestion. Then sometimes indigestion is very painful. Indigestion is very painful. So to get relief from indigestion, we take some antacids. Antacids is the milk of magnesia. So which contains magnesium hydroxide. The milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide. The milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide. It is a base. So our stomach produce excess of acids. That if we take the antacid, milk of magnesia, it neutralizes the acids. Effect of excessive acid. So if during indigestion we take antacids. Antacids is a milk of magnesia. The milk of magnesia which contains magnesium hydroxide. Then this magnesium hydroxide neutralizes the excess acid produced in our stomach. Okay, all of you understood? Then next we learn about ant bite. Ant bite. We all know that we feel about ant bite. Then when an ant bites, it injects an acid into our body. That acid is formic acid. If an ant bites us, that ant injects formic acid into our body or skin. Then the effect of acid can be neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda. By rubbing moist baking soda or calamine solution. This calamine solution and moist baking soda contains zinc carbonate. So this zinc carbonate neutralizes the formic acid. Injected by the ant. Formic acid injected by the ant. Okay, all of you understood about ant bite. How during ant bite how the ant bite during ant bite neutralization takes place. During ant bite, the ant injects an acid into our skin. That acid is formic acid. That acid is formic acid. Then During that time, we rub what we rub in the by portion. We rub the soaking baking soda. We rub the moist baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda. Carbonate or baking soda or we apply calamine lotion. Calamine lotion which contains zinc carbonate. Calamine lotion contains zinc. The calamine lotion contains what? The calamine lotion contains zinc carbonate. So the calamine lotion and baking soda neutralizes the formic acid. So we feel we get a better feel after antibiotics. Okay, all of you understood about indigestion and antibiotic. Indigestion means if an ant bites a person, it injects formic acid into the skin. That time we rub sodium hydrogen carbonate or zinc carbonate containing calamine lotion into the bite position. That time these bases neutralizes the formic acid. Okay, then they learn about soil treatment. Soil treatment. Then excessive use of chemical fertilizers makes the soil acidic. Excessive use of chemical fertilizers makes the soil acidic. So plants never grow in that soil. Then it is as too acidic or basic. So if then when the soil is too acidic, it is treated with the bases like a quick lime or slated lime. If the soil is acidic, it is treated with the calcium oxide, that is quick lime. That is calcium oxide or slated lime, that is calcium hydroxide. That is calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. All of you understood? If the soil treatment, if we use excess chemical fertilization in the soil become too acidic. So the plants never grow in that soil. If the soil is too acidic or basic, the plants never grow in that soil. So if we test the soil, we get the soil is too acidic. To neutralize the acidity of the soil, we add quick lime and slated lime into the soil. Quick lime and slated lime is bases. So that these bases neutralizes the acidic nature of soil. Then the soil is very. Then the plants get grow in that soil. Then the soil is too basic. Then the soil is basic. In that time also, the plants never grow in that soil. If we test the soil, we can found that the soil is too basic. Then for neutralizing the basic nature of the soil, we add organic matter. Then this organic matter releases acids. We add organic matter into the soil. We add organic matter into the soil. This organic matter produces acid, which neutralizes the base present in the soil. All of you understood? Okay, once again, all of you listen about soil treatment. We know that if we use more chemical fertilizers into the soil, then the soil is too acidic or basic. The plants never grow in that soil. If we test the soil, we found out the soil is too acidic. For change the acidicity of the soil, we add quicklime or slated lime into the soil. The quicklime is calcium oxide and the slated lime is calcium hydroxide. Calcium oxide and calcium hydroxide are bases. So these bases neutralizes with the acid and neutralizes with the excess acid present in the soil. Then if we test the soil, we find this is too basic. Then we add organic matter into that soil. This organic matter produces acids, which neutralizes the base of the soil. Bases present in the soil. All of you understood? Okay, next about factory waste. Factory waste. Factory waste. Factory waste. Then the waste of many factories contains acids. We know that the factory waste contains acid. The factory waste contains acids. If they are, we know that from in the factory waste are put down into the water bodies. So the acid, if the acid present in the factory waste, that acids destroy the animals or all aquatic animals. So it is also very harmful to human beings also. So the factory waste is not directly dumped into the water bodies. The factory waste, so because the factory waste contains acids. So the factory waste are therefore neutralized by adding basic substances. If after before dumping factory waste into water bodies, the factories add some basic substances into the factory waste. Then after adding basic substances into the factory waste, then that factory waste is dumped into the water bodies. Otherwise, if the basic substance is not added to the factory waste, it contains acids, so it kill fish and other organisms present in the water bodies. So before dumping factory waste into water bodies, they add basic substances into the factory waste. Then the basic substances neutralizes the acid present in the factory waste. So after these factory waste does not harmful to the aquatic organisms. These all are the neutralization in everyday life. We can see the neutralization process taking place in everyday life. Then the neutralization takes place in our everyday life. We can indigestion. We know that indigestion takes place inside our body. So we know that our stomach contains hydrochloric acid. It helps to digest food. It helps to digest food. If the excess of hydrochloric acid produced in our stomach, it is very harmful and painful. It causes indigestion. So during this time we take antacids. Antacids means milk of magnesia. Antacid means milk of magnesia, which contains magnesium hydroxide. The magnesium hydroxide is a base. This magnesium hydroxide neutralizes the excess acid produced in our stomach. Then next one is ant bite. During ant bite, the ant inject an acid into our skin. That acid is formic acid. So during that time, we rub moist baking soda or calamine lotion into that position. Which contain bases. The calamine lotion and the moist baking soda contain bases. These bases neutralizes the formic acid injected by the ant. Okay, then next one is soil treatment. If we use more chemical fertilizers into the soil, that soil is not fertile. The plants never grow in that soil. If we test the soil, we can find the soil is too acidic. So the plants never grow in the soil. If then we add some slaked lime and quicklime into the soil. These slaked lime and quicklime contain bases. These are bases. So these bases neutralizes the acid present in the soil. Then when we test the soil, we can identify that the soil contains two basic. So we add organic matter into that soil. The soil contains two base. We add organic matter. This organic matter produces acid. So the base contain the soil. Neutralizes with the acid produced by the organic matter. Then we learn about where in factory waste the neutralization takes place. The factory waste is not dumped directly into the water bodies. It is added with some basic substances for neutralizing the acid present in the factory waste. Otherwise, the factory waste destroys the all aquatic organisms present in the water bodies. All of you understood about neutralization in everyday life. Then what all things we learn today? We learn about neutralization. What do you mean by neutralization? The neutralization means the reaction between acid and base is called neutralization. Salt and water is produced during neutralization and also heat is evolved in this process. To demonstrate neutralization, first of all we take a test tube. And fill the test tube with the hydrochloric acid. Then we add some 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein into the hydrochloric acid. The color of the solution is not changed. Then we add a base, that is sodium hydroxide, into the test tube. We can see that if we add the sodium hydroxide by drop, the color of the solution is changed into a pink color. So we can say that it neutralizes the solution. There also neutralization takes place. What do you mean by neutralization? The reaction between acid and base is called a neutralization. During neutralization, a new substance is formed, that is salt, and also water is also formed during neutralization and heat is evolved during neutralization. Okay, our chapter is over. Then all of you read your lesson more and more times. Then write the notes in your science notebook. Then after writing notes, take a photo and send it to me. If you have any doubt, you can call me. Okay, thank you.